How you feeling, buddy?
I'm feeling great today. I'm ready for another fantastic episode.
But yeah, you are energetic, aren't you? Listen like you. I can feel the enthusiasm
Okay,
burning.
okay, let's retake that one. Hello, everybody. Let's go. Is that better? Actually, no,
You know
not.
I'm leaving that in. I'm not editing that out. You know that, don't you?
Oh, great. Okay, no, take three, take three. Hi, guys. Welcome to the podcast. Great to have you here with us. That's a good level, isn't it?
That's perfect, mate. I'm
Yeah.
telling you now, I'm keeping all this in, so you can say whatever you like.
I hope
You
it's
even
edited.
you, you even said the intro, so you try to take my job as a host, mate.
Yeah, I am. Actually, while I'm taking
Everyone.
the job as the host rather than the co-host, I do quickly want to say we're a few episodes in now, or we will be the time this comes in, I'm assuming. We've been doing this roughly about 2 weeks, so I do appreciate all the listeners, all the people who have listened in, took their times to like, subscribe, all that stuff that YouTubers bang on about constantly. Um, but no, we do appreciate it. Keep listening. Um, and we'd appreciate some feedback, things you like, things you don't like, things you want to see, things you want Daniel to discuss, and myself. So, yeah, just hit us up. I guess Daniel will now give all our social media links. But yeah, just want a quick little shout out to the people listening.
Look at you, fucking shining through, making me look like the dick of the couple of us. And you just being, oh, look, you do that to literally everyone. Oh, look, I'm the nice one. Plug in the social media without them even knowing it before you've even started the episode. Look at you, you bloody scoundrel.
I
But
promise Daniel did not make me or pay me to do
you,
that.
you,
I promise
you
that was just myself. There was no coercion involved.
see, this is what I mean. You've just said that, which makes everyone think that I have said that when we both know I've not said anything to
That
you.
that's exactly what I'm saying. I promise Daniel did not call me before. He has not been texting me to make sure I say and speak the way he wants me to. I promise. It is
You're a
all
scumbag
natural.
with that.
I promise he has not said anything about my tone and enthusiasm, um, or promoting as much as possible.
You
But
absolute
I
scumbag.
do just want to quickly, quick advertisement. We want to thank our advertisers. Um, T-shirts, hoodies, and caps will be coming soon. Um, so some will have Daniel's name and face on there. There'll be some designed with my name and face on there. So we'll be tracking the sales. So be interesting to see who's more popular and who sells the most, because whoever does gets the more money.
When you say coming soon, you mean within the next, what, 2 years?
Well, I meant 5 years, but yeah, we'll go with 2 years if you're being if you're being.
Oh, no, mate. It's good. With banter like this, believe me, the channel will soon blow up. In fact, I hate the word banter now. I think I absolutely hate it. You can literally say anything. You can do anything as long as you put the word banter after it. You can get away with anything. You could literally just run in, I don't know, kick a toddler in the street. As long as you say banter to his parents, doesn't matter. Hilarious, apparently. That's how it works.
Kids these days, hey. But on a serious note, do hit us up with the feedback. It'd be good to see what you guys think, and what you'd like us to basically do on the podcast, discuss. Anybody wants any shout outs? They don't cost. Not at the moment. They may cost later on though, so I can't promise that. Um, yeah,
Limited offers.
and if anybody is listening, any good companies with a good history want
Yeah,
any products to be advertised, hit us up on email and we'll discuss costs. But anyway, I'll let you continue. We've got more important things to talk about.
no, Matt, we haven't. That's the whole point of this episode. But you're really after my job this episode. My job, I can't believe I'm already saying job. It's a hobby, let's be honest, at a minute. My hobby. I
Yeah.
choose to be here. I
No,
choose to be here.
I'm absolutely loving it. I think
Enjoying it.
Yeah, I'm loving it. I think we kind of discussed personally, and obviously maybe touched upon it in the podcasts. Um, we have quite a wide range of interests, and it's just a great way just to discuss things, some serious things, some silly things, but just being able to discuss it with each other and other people listening and seeing what they think, and that it's just having a nice big conversation, and it's just been great. So we've got another good podcast lined up today, so I guess I'll let you.
No, I want to touch upon what you said then. I don't know about you, but for whatever reason, I have never actually been good at anything. Literally anything. You can name it. I'm not good at it. I've not found a talent that I really possess, unfortunately. So it's nice to actually enjoy something like this. Just kick back, relax. From the first episode, I remember how nerve-wracking it was. But no, I think I've found my calling in life, to be honest. I think I'm there.
I know you found your calling, not just to bore everyone else around you, but bore everyone through a podcast as well.
That the
So,
man with the most boring voice of all time is slagging my
okay,
monitor.
yeah, I do need to address this. You will find out sometimes I don't sound very enthusiastic, but I've been told by literally everyone that I've ever met, I am very monotone. Even in our line of work, I've been told that I sound like a robot. I even once got, and you'll remember this, Dan, because you're pissing yourself laughing. Someone goes to me, "Are you a human or am I speaking with a robot?" Turning around to a lady in the background, going, "I think it's just a machine." Um, yeah, but I am alive. I am real, with feelings. But yeah, I am enthusiastic. And when we get the videos on our YouTube channel, when we're able to record it live after COVID-19, um,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I'm sure that will make a difference. See our beautiful faces then.
100%, man.
Mm,
100%. Yeah.
yeah,
Well, I don't mind us speaking a bit of nonsense because it's in the title, isn't it? At the end of the day, it's like
exactly.
it's like going to a Ricky Gervais show and just moaning about being upset, which people still do. But if you subscribe to a channel called Descendants and Nonsense and you moan when they're speaking nonsense, I'm sorry. That's more your fault, to be honest, than mine. I'm not accepting any responsibility. But getting away from that, let's do what we do best. We've got
Yeah,
another. If Fox, well, what I feel like is going to be a fantastic episode. I'm sure in years to come, we'll look back and we'll say, I think this is the one that made us. Because I'm looking forward to this one. I'm not going to lie. We're really, this, as I say, it's my favourite couple of hours of the week. And
yeah,
spending them doing a bit of research, having a little look, hearing interesting stories. What's
yeah.
not to love? I
And
mean, I
every
could be sitting with my family now having a nice time, but no, I've pushed them away to come and sit you for a couple of hours.
uh,
So it's not
dedication.
like I spend enough time with you throughout the day, isn't it? Is
Yeah.
it?
We've just become research nerds, but should we let them know what we're going to be, what we've been thinking about talking about, what we've been researching?
Well, 100%. I'm guessing it's going to be me that goes first. So if you know what, you want to take my job, you take my job. Go on. What's today's episode, party?
Today's episode is
No, enough of that. I'll do it. Don't worry.
okay.
So today's episode is going to be. Would you call it mythological? Not really mythological, is it? It's more creatures that possibly could exist. Maybe I don't know.
Creatures
To
of
be
the mind or
honest,
creatures of reality? Do they
if
exist?
you're
Do they
af-
not?
if you're after facts and figures, you're really listening to the wrong channel. If you want a really stupid debate over whether they do or don't exist, well, to be honest, you make your own mind up over whether we're intelligent enough to have this debate in the first place by our content that we put out in this episode. Because I'm pretty sure that this is going to confirm that we are nothing but really. But if your selections are anything like mine, I'm sorry, I haven't gone for. I'll tell you my last suggestion. I'll keep the best one till last. Let's just keep it that way. because
Yeah.
I found it an absolute doozy. Let me tell you that.
Oh,
But
saucy.
would you like me to start?
You do, as the main host of the show, the host with the most is entirely your
The
decision.
most what?
The host with the most.
Okay. Okay. Well, what my first one isn't it. There's no denying that this creature actually exists. It's confirmed that it does exist. In fact, it's one of it's. I think it's the oldest animal on the planet. Do you know the answer?
No?
I think it's a crocodile or an alligator. There's that exist, but there is a myth that these crocodiles are actually in the sewers of New York City. Have you ever heard that story?
No?
See, I've done it again. I amaze myself sometimes. I'm not going to lie with these facts that or these stories that I keep coming out with. I'm tired of blowing people's minds. I really am. It's
Yeah, I've been
one day
impressed.
it's gonna be good lad, good lad. All right, so it's actually well reported, well documented that throughout New York City sewers, there may be running round or slithering round hundreds, who knows, thousands. I've not got a number for you because I don't know if it's true. As I say, I got asked to do research because he came up with a brilliant idea, and this is what I've got. But take yourself back parts to the early 1900s,
I
early
remember them
20th
well.
century.
Yeah.
You should do. Your voice is still from there. Um, take yourself back. And apparently, in America, in the early 20th century, it wasn't uncommon for Americans to actually have crocodiles as pets.
Really?
Now, maybe, well, yeah, and to be
Wow.
honest, the more I thought about it, the more I thought that actually makes sense because the amount of crocodiles that are actually running around America, it's not
Yeah,
unusual to
true.
see one turning up in your swimming pool and that. So I
Mm.
wouldn't be surprised, but anyway, that's factual. People even used to advertise them in newspapers like crocodile for sale. You'll never get any of that in the Stairbridge Gazette. I don't know. It's the Stairbridge Gazette Express, I think. But actually, yeah, no, you definitely wouldn't. But yeah, they used to advertise them in newspapers. In fact, in the 1930s, there was a man who he actually, this is fact, he got his hand bit off by a crocodile. And this man used to work in maintenance in the sewers in Manhattan.
Yeah.
Now, what is also reported in the same story is the fact that this alligator was a pet. Okay. Apologies for anyone that actually knows the difference and is a bit more educated on these animals more so than me. I'd imagine you getting quite angry at the fact that I keep going back from alligator to crocodile, and I do apologise.
You
However,
better
the
know the
articles I've
difference.
seen, it's non. Go on then, come on.
I don't know, actually, I'll be honest. I just wanted to grill you a little bit.
Isn't it more to do? Isn't it that crocodiles are much longer than alligators? Is that
See,
not right?
alligators are much larger from.
Oh, nonsense. See,
Mm,
see. I think I'm probably right to be honest, but who
mm.
knows? Who knows? But yeah, and people quickly realize, well, trends have been around forever. People quickly realized how dangerous alligators were, or crocodiles, they ain't bothered. At the end of the day, you get the picture. So what they started doing is releasing them into the sewers because at the end of the day, if you've got a crocodile to dispose of, I think
Yeah,
it's a reasonable place to get rid of, like an old goldfish or something. I don't
true.
know. But yeah, but people started getting rid of them in sewers. So
Really.
it makes sense. And you can look at pictures back in those days when people actually did used to have them as pets, and there would actually be. It's fact that there were some people released them down sewers, but what isn't factual, it's only theory that they may actually still be living there.
Wow, that'd be
Okay,
pretty cool, to be honest. Not that I'd want to go down
you
there myself.
You
but
say cool because you're from Birmingham, but if you were from, let's say, Harlem, maybe Manhattan, you
yeah,
probably wouldn't be as thrilled about it, mate. So
true.
there you go. But how did I do for my first story? Go on.
I like it. I like it.
There you go.
Really.
Fantastic. Mixing it up a little. Go on then. Your go.
Well, my one's a bit more mythical, but it's an interesting
Mm.
backstory on this one. Um, so possible creatures that exist. When we think about creatures, I mean, most of us, what kind of creatures do we like? Ones that fly. And what's the best kind of creature that would fly? A dragon.
Dragon. Dragon.
Exactly.
Yes.
So this one is called
Hmm.
the Jersey Devil. And I don't know,
Is
this
it
is
from
like,
Jersey?
yeah, it was New Jersey. So this is a
Ooh. Oh,
legendary
okay.
creature. And the interesting one about this creature is that it was apparently the unwanted 13th son of one of the state's earliest settlers, Mother Leeds. So was she from Leeds? I don't know. But what's really creepy about this Jersey Devil is apparently this mother offered her son to the devil on his birth in 1735 because her husband couldn't afford to have another child. And it
I'm
took them to
confused.
get to number 13 to realize that. Wow.
I'm confused. Who did this mother offer a child to?
The devil. The devil. Of
In what
everyone,
way?
you give your baby
How'd you
away
just
to.
hit him up?
I,
How'd you
I
just
don't
hit
know.
him up?
I really don't know.
Listen, I know history is full of bad people, but I would have thought there would have been some sort of fostering or adoption system, even in the 18th century, surely. You don't just think, oh, 12's enough, 13, what are you going to do? I'll give him to Satan.
I
It's
know.
not.
Come on. Not even to God. It's like, you know what? I think this son will do good with Satan. Let's see if he's available right now. But
How do you even hit him up?
um, she probably where could they hit him up back in 1735?
I was going to say on the phone then, but okay.
No, a bit too early for the phone. She probably just went out to the garden, stood in a field, maybe a few candles in a circle around her, waited until it was like 1 a.m. and kind of summoned him, maybe, or summoned
This
her.
this is how
I
my
don't want to say
brain
it was a
works.
man because it could be a woman, could be gender
As you were
neutral for all we know.
as you were talking, do you know what came into my mind then? I thought we definitely need to do an episode where we have a seance.
Okay, that's a future
We'll
episode
do
then.
100%. We're definitely doing that. I want everyone to see how scared you get. But what's this got to do with the dragon?
Yeah, so basically, this mother's like gets to child number 13, and the husband's like, you know what? I think we've done a bit too much here. Can't really afford an
Hmm.
extra one. Do you mind popping out and just speaking to the devil, see if he'll take him? And then apparently the story is that he turns into this dragon, this grotesque, two-legged monster with wings, and
Two
apparently,
legs. True dragon's got four legs.
hmm, in this
What
description, it does
what
say two
source have
legs.
you got?
Two
What
legs.
source have you got?
Shout out to
That's ridiculous.
mentalfloss.com for the info. But yeah,
Are
what
you
a
on
weird
Reddit
story.
again?
No, not Reddit, not this time. Once I read the £10 ghost story, I've kind of given Reddit a
Don't
little
bring
bit
him
of
up.
a.
Don't bring him up.
I promise you now that will be. I'll mention in every single episode as long as we ever do this. I will
Oh, please, God, no.
every episode. I'll slyly mention the £10 ghost.
Yeah, but I'm telling you now, that's got to be on the merch one day.
Yeah, I know.
Actually, no, because
No,
then
we
we'll
can't
start.
actually. We may get sued
I've
for
just
that.
realised, stop mentioning that story because we might have to start mentioning that person who told that story as well.
Oh yeah, true.
So let's never mention that story ever again. It can remain in folklore. In fact, I'm going back and I'm editing the image that episode. I can't actually. People love that segment,
Yeah, but yeah,
me included.
what a weird little monster. I mean, I love dragons, so it seems cool at first, but So the devil took the baby, it seems, and then thought, yeah, you're going to be a cool dragon and you're just going to fly around, just killing sheep, ripping their heads off. And that's what happened. But
You lost me at two legs. Is that killing
that's what
sheep?
they
Is that
just,
why he's on
I
the
don't know.
Welsh flag?
But this is New Jersey, America, but maybe it's the same dragon. But yeah,
Possibly.
a really weird one. Apparently, there's quite a few sightings, even all the way up until 1909. So somebody's seen like this
Listen, who's seen
monster.
two-legged dragons?
I have no idea, but it was reported in the Pine Barrens. That's all I know. That is all I know.
Okay,
But there
okay.
you go, the Jersey Devil. Look into it.
I don't think I will. Don't think I will. All right, is it my go?
It is your turn.
Now, this one is by far, when we talk about mythological creatures, this is
Yeah.
the one that's most relevant to well, both those words. All right. This one is called, are you ready?
Yeah.
Mokalele Mbembe. Now, I know he sounds like a French exported footballer,
Yeah.
but he isn't. In fact, this, and now, because, in fact, you know what? Maybe I will put an episode, a little clip, a picture in the YouTube segment. But you should see, he literally is a living dinosaur. I can't say living because
Oh
I don't know,
man,
he might not exist.
that sounds cool.
But what are those big ones called? I think they're herbivores. What are those really big herbivores called? The
Oh,
dinosaurs. You know ones I mean, though, don't you?
the big uns with the big bodies and the
Oh,
skinny little neck.
big ones.
Yeah. So
That's them.
we got the
Fat
big back,
giraffes.
got
That's
the
what they
sort of
are.
skinny
Yeah,
neck.
fat giraffes. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there is rumor this still exists. Now, first of all, the name Mokalele Mbembe. The name, how cool is this? It means one who stops the flow of rivers. Come
Wow.
on.
Poetic. I like it.
There are actually quite a few sightings of this because a lot of planes for some reason actually go down around. I did say it's from the Democratic Republic of Congo, didn't I?
No.
Well, I said
No,
that
you
now.
have.
A lot of planes actually go down around there, and I did actually see a quote when I was looking, and it said, and a person said, "You better hope if your plane goes down there, you die on impact because no one will ever find you, and you'll be there for days." Because, and this relates to the origin of this story, or at least why he may exist, or she. Actually, there's going to be lots of them. There's going to be lots of not lots of genders. I'm sure they're not discovering themselves. I'm sure life in the Mokalele and Bembe, I'm sure it's pretty simple, straightforward.
You just love saying the name,
But
don't you? It does sound good though.
100%. Well, this is what really got me when I was looking at this. Do you know how much of the Democratic Republic of Congo is undiscovered?
Now that you said it like that, I'm gonna say 88%.
That's a bloody stupid number. I'm sorry. That's the most ridiculous statement I've ever heard from you, and I've heard some shit come out your mouth.
Okay, we'll edit that one and I'll say
No, we're not editing it. You said
27.
88% of the country.
I'm gonna say 27%.
No, it's 61%. 61.
Okay,
Um,
that's a big number still.
yeah, it is. But you said almost all the country is undiscovered.
I didn't. We're
You
editing
said
that bit, remember?
88. No, we're not editing it. Just to
I
confirm, in case
said,
you get your hand on
did I
this
say
recording,
88?
you said 88%.
No, you missed the 6. I meant 68. The 8 was correct. It's
What,
just the 6 is
what didn't you
missing.
say? 58? That's close.
Yeah, but that's pretty
And
impressive
for,
to be honest.
and for some reason, I've got stats of other countries, and it says Cameroon is only 10%. So that really puts it into perspective.
I can't wait to do a future facts with Dan about countries. You know, like fun with flags, kind of Sheldon from Big Bang Theory, Wait till they
Mate,
wait till we hit them up with the fun facts of each country in the world.
mate, if we next quiz we go to, you can take the sport round, you can take geography, you can take history. Because at the end of the day, I know when Mokale Mbembe comes up, I know who's taking home the prize. But yeah,
Uh,
there's no actual this because of how as I say, there's been sightings of it, but let's be honest, the sightings of a lot of things don't make them real. It just means people are pretty strange. But because 61% of Democratic Republic of Congo is undiscovered, it's hard to
yeah,
kind of substantiate anything. And there's not too much that ties towards this, to be honest. I just thought it's a pretty cool thing.
yeah,
And as I say, I may put a picture in, I may not. Probably more I think about it, the more I'm leaning towards not. So
yeah,
apologies if I don't and you wanted to. But don't be as lazy as I am. Have a little Google.
yeah.
Mokalele Mbembe. I hope I haven't got that name wrong, you know, I'm gonna be
Just
ashamed
say
of
it
myself.
one more time because it just sounds beautiful.
M for mother, no, Mokalele Mbembe.
Yeah,
Hmm.
fantastic.
Right,
Well,
you'll go.
I've got a nice little saucy one for you to tingle your ears. So when I was looking
Come
through
on.
monsters, I thought I'd mix it up, and this one looks like a fun creature that may exist, and it's called a yowie. Now, when you think of the
Before
Australian,
you start this story,
yeah,
I just want to touch upon the fact that you've just started by saying it may exist. You also said a creature may exist is a two-legged dragon that's got a weird relationship with the devil. So I'm not. Do excuse me for not having high hopes here. Okay,
no, this one could. So when you think of the Australian outback, what do you think of?
Aboriginals.
Okay, that was a nice thought. Shout out to the Aboriginal people of
I don't think they're
Australia.
going to be subscribed. I'm not going to lie.
I hope they are. Um, we support you. But Australian outback. Now we've all heard of like Bigfoot. It's like one of the most popular kind of
I'm saying the most,
yeah, like kind of mythical creatures
apart
that
from the
could exist.
Loch Ness monster,
Oh
it's
yeah,
the most. I'm
they're the
saying.
top two. They're the top two dogs, aren't
There
they?
you go to, yeah.
Yeah.
There you go
But
to.
this one's like a fun looking creature, and it's called a yowie.
Fun.
So it's meant to be a Bigfoot like ape that roams around the Australian outback. So can you imagine being in the outback, which is, deserted pretty much, that intense heat, nothing but like you can't even see anything. Most of it's just like kind of desert,
Sand.
yeah, environment. And can you imagine like a Bigfoot like ape just walking along the landscape? So
Have
no,
you seen a picture of this when researching?
there's like a um. So if you go onto
A sketch.
mentalfloss.com, there's actual funny.
Stop shouting websites out.
I want the advertisements.
It's not happening. I'm sorry. All that's going to happen is you're going to start giving away
I'm
percentages of this podcast before we've even took off.
No, I'm just letting everyone know where my source is. But there's a lovely little sketch, and it's just the funniest creature ever. It just looks hilarious. The way they've drawn it is like a potato for a nose, so it's very child kind of cartoonish picture. So he's got all fur, which is kind of like a light brown, yellowish brown. He's got human hands. He's got a potato for a nose, and for some reason, the person who's drawn this has just put two human nipples on it, and everything else is just fur. It's just so weird. But
I wasn't having too much to, as say, I didn't have high hopes, but the moment you mentioned the nipples, my ears pricked up.
yeah, he's got absolute two massive pepperonis on his chest. But
Sounds plausible. We're going to
he's
Australia.
he sounds like your classic Bigfoot, but the Aussie version of him. So lots of fur, tall, stocky. But apparently, there's lots of tales in the outback of people having confrontations with him. Um, And apparently,
Give me comfort. That makes it seem like they've had an argument with him.
yeah, because apparently he produces a blood-curdling scream when threatened. So it seems like people have had some some uh, some problems with him when
Is that not Chewbacca?
you know what, he does look like a friendly Chewbacca though, that's the thing, he really does. So imagine
Is
Chewbacca with
Chewbacca not
human
friendly?
hands. Actually he is, isn't he, actually? Yeah. But imagine
I
Chewbacca
thought.
with human
Uh,
hands and two big pineapple,
no.
take that back, pepperoni nipples.
How
But yeah,
was
that's
that?
him. But the funny thing about this, again, it's around that kind of 19th century kind of thing, isn't it? So there was loads of sightings back in that day. Conveniently, they didn't bother
We were just
taking,
bored.
they didn't take any pictures on their iPhone, so we couldn't verify it. Um, but apparently, yeah, um, there's been a few sightings. The funniest part of this story is as well that is someone, hold on, yeah, someone wrote to the New South Wales several years earlier, um, to the Australian Museum in Sydney, sorry, offering to capture one of the creatures. And guess how much for?
Um, well, the size of those nipples, we're talking big numbers. 20 million.
Nah, for a fee of £40. But
What?
apparently this was done back in 1982, I believe. So that it says it would have been around £1,800 today, but really? Is that really
That's
right?
still not a lot, is it?
40
Do
quid
it
and
for a
you'll
grand.
capture one of the craziest looking Bigfoot creatures in the world. But yeah, that the creature just looks funny and everyone loves a bit of a Bigfoot story. And someone
I'm
offered to capture him for 40 quid, so yeah.
I'm definitely going to Australia now, just to let you know. We're doing a meet and greet of those Aboriginal subscribers.
Yeah, I know we're gonna have a big following now.
hmm
But yeah,
We'll all get. I was about to say a stereotype, not Ray-Ban, but no, I don't know too much in fairness. I'm going to have to look into
I
both
tell
the.
you
What's it
what,
called again?
we Yowie, so Yowie.
Okay, okay, that's fine. I'm going to have to look into that
Yeah,
just
oh
to
it
see
comes
those
up if you
nipples.
have a little cheeky little Google. Mm.
Well, again, maybe I'll put a picture in. Who knows? But
Oh
probably not.
well,
I'm
you
not
need
going
to
to lie.
check out the images because they're a bit different on
What, just for
Google,
the
but
nipples?
um, it's a bit different on Google to be honest. I prefer the image I've seen, the cartoon drawing. But yeah, there you
Okay.
go. You've learned something. Be careful in the outback. You may get lost or you may get into a confrontation with the Showie.
All right then. Does that leave me now?
Yeah, it's
Right.
all on you now.
How good is your last story?
I wish I could say it was fantastic, but I'm really depending on you right now. So
All right, do yours next because I'm finishing on an absolute. This is some of the best content I've ever put out in all my 4 episodes of
oh,
experience.
you've really hyped it up. You better deliver,
Mm-hmm.
so I'll be
Yeah.
upset. I will be upset. I just
Call me Postman Dan because I always deliver.
go on, give it me now. Then I gotta hear it.
No, 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 no. You'll have to wait because you've got another story. If you're going to put the research in, you better believe I'm giving you time on air, mate, to show this.
Yeah. Well, mine is probably yeah. You're gonna love it. No, yeah, you will love it. So my last one was. Now we all know the most famous sea monster, don't we?
No,
You do. Think again. I know you can give it me. Don't let me down.
a
Think
monster
think
in the
Scotland.
sea.
Think Scotland.
That's not a sea.
Or a lake in that case, then come on.
Well, it's a loch. It's called Loch Ness.
Yes, you've heard of the Loch Ness monster that lives in the lake. It is a lake, isn't it, Dan?
Is Loch this Highland word for lake?
I don't know. I'm under a lot of pressure now. But I'm going by the movie that I watched as a kid. It looked like a
What was the movie?
I can't remember what it was called, but it was definitely about the Loch Ness monster. Don't you remember it?
Oh, so the movie meant a lot to you then, did it?
It meant so much. But no, it was
I
actually
re
one of
I
the
remember
worst
an ep
movies I've ever seen. Probably it was pretty much
I
forgettable.
I remember. Wait, it clearly is. I remember an episode of The Saint. Do you remember that?
No,
And one of those was about the Loch Ness. You don't remember The Saint?
The Saints. No,
The Saint,
The
the
Saints.
program with Roger Moore in the 70s. This shows how old
Okay.
my interests are, doesn't it?
No,
But
we have quite a few shows that we've watched who are quite old. Thin Blue Line, Blackadder,
stop shouting out shows.
big up
If
to
I get
those
Ben
shows.
both, if I get Ben Elton on the phone now wanting some of my podcast, I'm not going to be happy with you.
But anyway, I did end up on another lake monster. So I was looking at another lake monster that isn't the Loch Ness, but it's someone with a lovely little name called Tessie. So Tessie is a lake monster that lives in a lake in central
Tessie.
California. So these signs of Tessie, again, the night. What is it about the 19th century with loads of monsters?
I
Can we
think they're
trust these
bored.
people?
I think they're bored.
But again, I was really drawn in just by the image that was drawn. Whoever's been drawing these on this website has done a fantastic job. But things that really freak me out, probably freak a lot of people out, are like snakes. I don't know.
Oh, definitely not.
I think snakes freak me out because they got no legs, but they can just move so quick. Like they're so rapid. And it's
Oh,
the
the
way they
sliver.
move across the floor as well, which is a bit jarring for me. Don't know about other people, but yeah, it's the movement of snakes. So really find yeah creepy. But yeah, this was. Can you imagine a snake in the water and it's
Is that
absolutely
what it is?
massive? Because that's what Tessie is. Absolutely massive snake monster that lives in a lake. But the other thing is,
I'm going to have to check this out.
like good old Nessie, why did they all swim
You
around
said
in
Tessie?
lakes? Why did no? I'm just saying Tessie and
Okay.
like Nessie.
Are the
Why?
relatives?
What? Yeah, are they relatives? But what are they doing in lakes? Why not the sea? Why not the open sea or ocean? Why not the Atlantic, the Pacific, even the Indian? Do you think that there's more
I
room
don't
for them
know.
as well when they're so big and more food and more, I guess, privacy from human invasion?
Maybe they like they like the paparazzi.
Yeah, but I think this Tessie is a bit of a rip-off of Nessie because kind of same looking creature, long neck, humped back, likes to chill in a lake, swims fast. Yeah, and it's just the same thing in terms of sightings, but of course, somehow someone's never seen this massive creature the size of a cruise ship. Somehow. Isn't that always
I like
strange?
to I like to believe in these things, especially because, to be honest, some of today's animals have only been discovered in the last few years. So I can understand why they might not be discovered, and I like to believe in them. But the people that annoy me and what makes them so ridiculous isn't some of the attributes of the animals that often stand out. Because let's be honest, no one ever discovers a normal animal anymore. It doesn't happen. You don't discover, oh, there's something there that looks like a dog, but I've never seen it before. It's got 4 legs, it's got a tail. But still, we've never got it on record. It's always something like 6 heads and like 12 legs. It's got 12 ears. And
That's
it's
what
like,
we want nowadays, isn't it,
make
though?
it seem a bit plausible. Come on.
Nah. We want to see those five-headed creatures with 70
And tell
eyes.
me, with technology how it is in this day and age, why are all these pictures coming out of the Loch Ness Monster and that, but there's never a decent bloody picture?
I know.
They all look like taken in the 1600s.
Exactly. There's no excuses
That
now, people. We got iPhones and phones and everything.
Stop naming brands. We got phones.
Yeah, sorry, Apple, please promote us. But yeah, I mean, even take a picture on your iPad. Come on.
No one's sitting at the side of Loch Ness with an iPad.
Look,
Apologies to
stop
residents.
it with the brands. We discussed this. But yeah, the pictures. But I think that's kind of just makes it a bit fun. But do you know what? It would be absolutely wild though. Not just this creature, but any creature. If we to discover like some really out there creature. I think like a human, like Bigfoot one, so like something we probably see that resembles more closely to a human, would be absolutely mind blowing. But actually, I do want to do an episode in the future. We've been saying that a lot now about life on other planets, possibility of alien life. I think that would be cool.
I'll cover the segment right for you now, mate. Don't exist. There you go. We've done it.
Really, you believe? Okay, we won't even go into that. We'll save that one.
As
Um,
a child, my logic used to be, and this is the way I used to think, here's an insight into my childhood. I used to think on this planet, you have things like polar bears and that have attributes that shouldn't be able to live in the climate that they do, but they have abilities, attributes that enable them to live the way they do. Well, touching on evolution there, they shouldn't be able to live the way they do, but they adapt to the climate. And part of me thinks maybe aliens can do that just to a bigger extent.
yeah,
But
yeah,
but I don't think like that anymore. And I do think if there is life on another planet, it's probably single cell organisms, isn't it? It's probably like a little plant the size
whatever.
of well,
Actually, we're not going to get into that. We need to save that. But yeah, I brought you Tessie, the friendly little snake monster in a lake in California. So
all right.
if any of the listeners have ever seen Tessie, please take pictures and send it to me.
Yeah, not on pictures that look like from the 1600s because we'll dismiss it straight
No, I
away.
want that kind of not even
Mm.
HD. I want it in 4K imagery. That's what I
Oh,
want.
I'm
4K
telling you now, if
video.
they can get us picture like that, then I'll tell all my 9 followers on Twitter to really retweet the shit out of that
Mm.
because that could take off. That could take off. But
Okay.
all
The,
right,
the
so
pressure's on you now. The pressure is
oh,
on you.
I don't feel pressure, mate. I thrive. I thrive. Let's be honest.
Let's hear you
Okay,
thrive.
I don't even want to say the name of this thing because it's incredible. It,
Is that way of
I'd
you not
never,
saying it 'cause you can't pronounce it, or
if I can pronounce Makalele and Bembe, I can pronounce this.
there we go.
This is again folklore. How do you say folklore? Folklore?
Folklore, yeah.
Folklore. All right.
Folklore.
In West Virginia. All right.
Okay.
This is in a place called Point Pleasant.
Man, America really likes their creature sightings.
Well, I'm not saying anything about that, but yeah, it's normally them. But,
Yes, normally the
uh, have you ever heard of the Mothman?
no, but that sounds creepy as
You
hell.
see why I wanted this
That
to be last?
is really creepy as hell.
They've actually got a statue of him
Oh
in
my
West
God,
Virginia.
that's actually making me feel uneasy. Mothman.
Well,
Oh, that's
you say what you want about Mothman, but he is the most self-explanatory creature in his name that you've ever come across. I mean, I don't need to put a picture of him in the episode now because, well, he's a man,
he's a
but he's
moth.
a moth.
He's actually just a moth that's a man size. I've actually had a little cheeky Google, and the images are
But
creepy.
do you know what's strange about this? Out
Oh
of all the
my God.
research I've done, he is the one that seems the most plausible in terms of being real. He's the one that people substantiate the most with their stories. Listen to this. On Now, I'm going to paint a picture for you now. On November 12th, 1966, five men, five, not one or two, not like one drunk person sitting around, five men, although their activities were strange, they were digging a grave at a cemetery near Clendenin, West Virginia, claim to have seen a man-like figure
Yes.
fly low from the trees over their heads. Okay, this is often identified as the first known sighting of what became known as the Mothman.
Why moth? Why not a Batman? Did he really look like a moth?
Have you seen the picture of him? He looks like a moth.
Yeah, I've got the images up and it is creepy
There's a
as hell.
statue of him. Who's built a statue of him? And I'm not joking you. When I looked at this, there's so many stories of it. They even did a movie of it. About it starred Richard Gere.
Really?
Yep.
What?
They got your attention now.
How have we been missing this Mothman? Why have I never heard of Mothman before?
Listen to
A
this.
Mothman
After
movie?
December 15th, 1967, the collapse of Silver Bridge and the death of 46 people, the incident gave rise to the legend and connected the Mothman sightings to the bridge collapse. Listen, he's out there, isn't he?
Man,
He really
yeah.
is out there.
I need to watch this Richard Gere movie then. You're right,
Oh,
2002.
watch Pretty Woman, it's much better.
Pretty Woman.
But there are a
How
lot of
much it is.
stories. I'm not going to go into all of them, to be honest, because, as I say, you can.
You are
It
right.
always
There's a few
tends to
things
be
out
the
there.
same. There really are. But
Mm.
I'm seeing if I can find any juicy ones whilst I'm reading. But these are credible people. I'm reading about firemen. You know what? I believe in the Mothman. I made him sound ridiculous. I believe in Mothman. Get that
You,
trending now. I believe in Mothman. Okay?
you say that,
This
but
is
they had the movie, and there's been a documentary on it as well.
Richard Gere is Mothman. How's that?
He is. Can you imagine that? Is he friendly though? Is there any
Is
dark
he a what?
story? Is he friendly? Is there any dark stories? What does Mothman do? What does Mothman eat?
Well, people linked him to the death of 46 people on Silver Bridge.
Oh
So
yeah, of
he
course.
can't be that nice.
No. So he eats humans.
But
Can you
I don't know if
imagine?
he eats them. I didn't say he ate them. I didn't say that.
True.
I didn't say that.
You don't want to
Do you
get.
know, listen to this, even in Moscow, they claim to have seen a Mothman. Or So that's something for you to look into at home. In fact, don't look into it. I don't care because I'm telling you now, Mothman exists.
Mm. Wow.
But there we go. So who have we had on here? We've had the NYC alligators. We've
Yes.
had Mokalele and Bembe. We've had Mothman. What did you say again?
We had
Dragons.
the charming little first
Two-legged dragon.
the devilish dragon with two-legged. We had the friendly little Bigfoot in the Australian outback, Yowie, and then a lovely little Tessie having a swim in the lakes of Central California. But
There
yeah,
we go.
I've got to say the Mothman was probably the most interesting, especially when there's loads of like news stories and sightings and movies and documentaries on Mothman. So yeah, some of these pictures are really creepy, but man, I would not want to
Oh,
be in this area
100%.
at night with a massive man-sized moth just hovering above.
Oh, let's say thanks to Mothman because he's really well, he just gives a good story, doesn't he? As I say, it's the most self-explanatory creature of all time. You can say what you want about him, but he really is. You know what he is. But no, again, that's another episode I've enjoyed, and without knowing it, we've been going on for a while again. So, how's it been for you?
Fantastic. Enjoyed this one. Always up discussing mythical creatures, anything in the realms of fantasy and sci-fi. So yeah, I
Even
love it.
two-legged dragons.
Who doesn't love dragons? Come on. If I could have any creature, it would be a dragon though. Come on. Imagine riding on the back of a dragon. No one's ever gonna mess with you. You'd be the king of the world. or the Queen of the World, or both.
Yeah, it's true. Be whatever you are. Be either of those two. Be both of them. Yeah, exactly.
That's the message we always want to send out. Be you. Unless you're a bad person, don't do that.
Yeah, then be someone else, please.
Yeah,
Don't
be
be bad.
someone good.
Don't be bad.
Be a, be Keanu Reeves or someone. Yeah.
Yeah, why be Mothman when you be Keanu? No, you can't be Keanu Reeves. I don't care who you are, you can't be. There's only one Keanu Reeves.
Hmm. But yeah, fantastic episode. And I look forward to the next one.
Well, you know when it is. We've actually got our own schedule now. We've got our own release schedule, filming
Uh-huh.
schedule. It's
Feel
coming together,
official.
mate. It's coming together. And
Yeah.
don't you worry, people. You'll see our beautiful faces before you know it. See?
Uh-huh. Yeah,
Hmm.
it'll bring another dimension to what we're doing. So it'll be good to have that
And
interaction.
just to
Once
touch
it.
on what Pard says at the start of the episode as well, he's 100% right. Let us know if there's any content you want to see, don't want to see, anything you did like, you didn't like. I'm not going to lie. I'll read the bits you did like, the bits you didn't like. I don't care. I enjoyed it. So I'm not, I can't make the content for you because I'm doing it for the wrong reasons at that point. So, and as I say, if you don't like the nonsense, as I say, we will go further. Our name, I think at some point it may become a hindrance to us because we're going to do episodes where we really hit home with ours. But the episodes like this seem to do well. I'm not going to lie. I mean, Pardeep's Ghost, people seem to love it. People seem to love it.
Sure,
But
we'll have Ghost Part 2 in the future as well.
oh, 100%. We'll do a ghost walk as well one day. And
Oh no.
so, as say, if you are listening on YouTube, all the links will be in the description for the
Yeah.
rest of our social medias. So please check them out. As say, I do a majority of the running of Twitter. So if you don't like what Pardeep has to say, that's probably your go-to place. Okay. But and to my Aboriginal fans, thank you for the support. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, as I say, I think the best place to leave it is why be a Mothman when you be a Keanu Reeves. Have a good week,
Perfect
guys.
ending.
See you soon.
Bye.
See you soon, guys.